Hello everybody and welcome back to Your Zombies Opinions episode 28. Now in the last one I asked you guys if you could create your own custom zombies map, where would it be set and why? And well, this is what you guys said. Now before we begin, I've got some very sad news for you all. Now in my last video I talked about my hard drives corrupting and I lost most of my stuff for my YouTube videos. Well, I talked about the fact that I could maybe salvage my old outro, you know, the one with Takio dancing. Well, unfortunately, it's gone. Rest in peace, old outro. It's gone. Press F to pay respects in the comment section down below. Rest in peace, old outro. I only had it for like 2 months, but it was my favourite outro I've had. So yeah, rest in peace. So the first comment comes in from Sonic Raw saying, I'd make it in Australia. Having a map set in a hot Australian desert town would be sick. I'd make the Easter egg song that you have to free a native Australian Bigfoot called a Yowie, is that how I pronounce it, from a secret underground government facility. So having a map in Australia would be pretty cool. I haven't been to Australia, so I don't know what it's like, but hey, that would be pretty cool, I guess. You know, the stereotype is that it's like hot, and that's really it. It's just really hot, and there's like horrible deadly animals and stuff. So I don't know, that would be cool to see like more of these animals coming in, like this Yowie. I'm gonna Google what a Yowie is. I have no idea what a Yowie is. A Bigfoot, apparently. I'm gonna see what it looks like. Okay, so this thing came up when I googled a Yowie. It literally looks like Bigfoot, but it's like 1,000,000 feet tall. It has red eyes. I don't know if that's just for this drawing, but if it has red eyes normally, that's pretty crazy. And it's also holding a kangaroo upside down. I want to know the story behind this image. But yeah, that looks pretty fucking scary, to be honest. It kind of reminds me just of the Bigfoot from Raven the Redwoods, though. But whatever, it would be cool to see. And an underground facility, like kind of like the bunker, that would be pretty cool. You know, the bunker from Alpha Omega. I don't know, I think that would be pretty sick to have an Australian map. We don't have an Australian map yet. I don't think we really actually have anything from Australia in Zombies. There's probably one of the characters is Australian that I can't remember, but that would be cool. But the thing is, we have had Buried, which is kind of in a desert though, but it's underground, so I don't know, but I think it would be a pretty cool thing, and definitely to see this Yowie thing, to just shoot it with a ray gun, I think that would be fun. But anyway, let's move on. So next comment comes in from Carnage Clown saying, a map in a Route 66 50s looking city with a highway as a middle ground to get from the desert mountain to the destroyed city, and buildings with a wind tunnel that can get you back to the main highway. I think that would be cool, but the problem is, again, like I said in the last comment, we've already had a deserty type map with Buried. But I don't know, a 50s-esque map would be pretty cool. We never really saw the 50s in Zombies. We saw it with Attack of the Radioactive Thing, but let's be honest, who cares about Attack of the Radioactive Thing, okay? But I think that would be pretty cool to see. I'm not too sure how it would work, especially with the wind tunnels. The wind tunnels reminds me of, you know, the Origins wind tunnel, and also it could be, I want to put a trigger warning here, okay, but it could be like the wind tunnel thing from Fortnite, you know, the thing you jump in and you fly in it, takes you around the map. That would be pretty cool. That's what I envisioned when you say wind tunnel. But I think it would be pretty cool to have a map in Route 66, you know. I don't really know what Route 66 is. Is it just a road with the sign? Is that all it is? I don't know. But yeah, I think this map would be pretty cool, having a desert mountain and a destroyed city. I don't know how that would work with the good looking city. Maybe you'd have a good looking city, like a 50s normal city, and then a destroyed version as well. I don't know how it would work in my head, but it looks pretty cool. Well, it looks pretty cool. It looks cool in my head, but I don't know how it would work as a map. But I think it would be pretty cool nonetheless. But yeah, let's move on to the next comment. So next comment comes in from Shy Wisconsin 76. My house, because the Easter egg will be playing Black Ops 4 in last gen. Now, I was gonna say, imagine playing Black Ops 4 in last gen. Like, how crazy would that be? But at the same time, half of the maps on BO4 are already on last gen. You've got Mob of the Dead that was on last gen. You know, Nuketown Zombies that was on last gen. And you got 5 that was on last gen. So technically half of BO4 is already on last gen. But yeah, I think it would be pretty cool to have last gen BO4. Not too sure how that would work. But yeah, as your house, I don't know what your house is like, so I can't really envision it. I'm more thinking about my house, but then having BO4 as an Easter, would that be the main Easter egg? I don't know how that would work. Would you be in your house and then transported into last gen, like Mob of the Dead. Could you imagine what like Mob of the Dead in last gen would look like? Now I know we have Mob of the Dead, okay, but even worse, you know how BO3 looks fucking awful. I just want to see what all of those maps would look like in last gen. It would look fucking terrible, because even, you know, Mob of the Dead, Classified, and Newtown Zombies, they look great, but fucking BO3 last gen looks terrible. It's probably the worst game I've ever seen. Like, it looks trash. Don't go back and look at it, okay? It's terrible. I don't want to see those memories again. They're horrible. But yeah, anyway, let's move on. So next comment comes in from Axton, the meme guy, saying, if I had an ability to make my own map, it would probably be something like a mix of Voyage and Despair and the final campaign mission from BO1. Which is by far one of my favourite missions as well from BO1. I just want to say it's a really cool mission. Basically, it would be parts of the aircraft carrier and the underwater base, and you spawn on the ship and progress through the map and the base and stuff. And I don't know which crew to pick. So I'd say that honestly, if you can't decide what crew to pick, just have fucking all of them. Every single crew from every zombies map ever. Could you imagine that? I really want that to happen, but I don't know how it would work. Because then you would have like 30, 40, 50 people just running around the map. But the mission from BO1, like I said, is one of my favourite missions from BO1. It's just a fun mission. You start off in a helicopter, then you go on a boat, then you go underwater, and then it starts flooding, and then you kill Dragorovich, however you pronounce his name, and just like fucking drown him. That was such a cool mission, okay? Especially the ending as well. It was a really cool mission. But yeah, to have that as a zombies map would be really cool, especially, well, we've had a boat map already, but an underwater map is something that I've always wanted for years, because, you know, it's underwater map. Like, I know we have the custom zombies maps. There's a map called Leviathan, I think, which is fun, but the thing is, it's not an official map, though. I'd love to have an official map, like an Atlantis underwater map, or maybe like this aircraft, underwater base stuff would be really cool. I know we have whatever the hell it's called from Exo Zombies, Descent, but yeah, Descent was pretty shit, but it was cool to have an underwater map for Descent, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't great, let's be honest. But a Treyarch map set underwater would be amazing. But yeah, I definitely like this one. I think this one is my favourite comment out of all of them. I don't do favourite comments on this series, but this is my favourite one, and this is the map I would like to see the most. But yeah, anyway, let's move on. So next comment comes in from Anglesey saying, I would like the whole map of the United Kingdom. Maybe not all of it, but some teleporters that could take you to certain locations. So to be honest, this is a map that I would really like to see. Obviously, I'm from the UK, for those who didn't know. So to have a first real proper British map, I know we've had Voyage and some of Revelations is set somewhere in the UK. But to have a proper British map, like in London or something, would be really cool. And it's a map that I've always wanted. And I think that would be really nice. And to also go to other countries in the UK, Wales, Scotland and Ireland. I don't know if Ireland's part of the UK. I think it is. I'm not too sure. I'm 90% sure it is. But, you know, to travel from the capitals of all of those countries is something that I thought would be cool. So you've got the capital of England, which is London, and then the capitals of the other ones that I don't know because I don't live in those countries, would be really cool. And I think that would be a nice thing to do. But yeah, I think it would be cool to go to all the 4 countries in the UK. I don't know how it would work, but I think it would be really fun to have a map like that. And yeah, I'm definitely behind it for sure. So next comment comes in from Silent Sheep saying, present day at Treyarch Studios, Ultimus Dempsey breaks the 4th wall all the time, so why not? The thing is, I would love to have a Treyarch Studios map. I don't know if they're ever going to do it, but I would love to have it as a map. Just imagine you're camping in Jason Blundell's office and it's got all of like the zombies timelines and stuff on the wall. That would be so cool to have a map like that. I'm not sure how it would work. I guess it would be very similar to something like 5 or Classified, but I think it would be really fun to have a map like that. But you know, I'm not too sure if they'll ever do it. I think someone did create a custom map of Treyarch Studios, but it's not the real thing though, because I don't think, you know, we don't know what Treyarch Studios is like on the inside really, so you know, we can't make a perfect recreation of it. So I think Treyarch to make an office of their own map would be pretty cool, and I would love to see it, and it would have all zombies references around and stuff, and I think that would be so cool to have a map like that. And you know, Dempsey does go on about it quite a lot. He always says, there's a quote on Shangri-La where he says, you know, something about the power being in a temple or something, and you know, just shouts at Trek the whole time. That would be really fun, and I really want that to happen, just as like a bonus map. I think that would be really fun. But yeah, hopefully that happens. Don't think it will, but I hope to God it happens one day. So next comment comes in from the Diamond Never. If I made a zombies map, I would put it inside the Great Pyramid. This is because I find Egypt super interesting and the gameplay would be interesting too. Now, I've always wanted to Egypt map. We've always been talking about an Egypt map in the community for quite a long time. And to be honest, I really want one, okay, Treyarch, just to give us an ancient Egypt map. Now, the pyramids work as 3 pyramids. You've got the big one in the middle, which I'm pretty sure is the Great One. I'm not too sure. I think it is. But yeah, I would really like to see all the 3 pyramids get, you know, used as a map somehow. I think that would be really cool. I don't know how it would work. Maybe one has power, one has Pack-a-Punch, and one has, I guess, all the perks. That would be pretty interesting, but I'm not too sure how it would work. But I really do want to see something like this, and I think it would be really fun to have this. I really think, though, if they do an Egypt pyramid map, it would be very vertical, kind of like Dive Rise. Because that's just how the pyramids are, you know, they're a fucking pyramid, okay? So I feel like you would have 3 or 4 levels. You'd have the bottom level, which is the biggest, and it would go up, and it would get smaller and more cramped as you go up. I think that would be cool, having it inside, maybe a bit outside too. Maybe it's kind of like Buried, where you go inside the pyramid, and then the Pack-a-Punch is on the outside or something. I don't know, that would be really cool. But yeah, I really hope this happens. But to be honest, 9 is probably the closest we'll ever get. 9 really seems like an Egypty kind of map, even though it's not in Egypt, but it just feels like that to me, especially with the Ra stuff. But yeah, I hope we get it one day, and it'll be really cool if we do. So next comment comes in from GDXVX, saying, I remember when zombies was just about surviving. No quotes, no pap, no Easter eggs, just surviving. Now yes, I remember the good old days of Nectar and Totem, where you and your 3 friends would camp in the top corner of the second story. Those were the good old days. I miss those times. But yeah, I really do miss those times though. You know, the good old days where there was fucking nothing to do and just survive. That was really fun. But the thing is, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, okay, I do prefer the BO3, BO4 style better, or more. That's just my opinion though. But it really doesn't matter, just whatever you like is whatever you like. But you are definitely the World at War is the best game kind of guy. No offense. I'm just saying, that's the stereotype, the guy that hates every game apart from World at War. But I don't know, I like the OG method of zombies, I guess you could say, where it was just about surviving and you didn't care about really the story. Well, the story's always been part of zombies, but it was more just the gameplay elements, you know. I think that was a fun time, but honestly I do prefer, in my opinion, the newer style of zombies. But that's just my opinion, at least. So the next comment comes in from Sarah Waller, saying, maybe a zombies map that has all the planets, and you can go from one planet to the other, with every planet having a perk, for example, Mars having Juggernaut on it. Now this would be very similar to the England one, where you could teleport from different planets and stuff, and it would only be little parts of it, kind of like Revelations is how I'm envisioning it, and I think this would be really, really cool to have on a map. But the thing is, we have gone to the moon before, so would the moon be in it? But then again, the moon isn't a planet, it's a moon. But I don't know, I think this would be really cool to go to something like Mercury, you know, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. But yeah, I think this would be really cool, and I'd love to see it. The thing is, I don't think this map would ever happen. But if it did, it would have been on Infinite Warfare. And I'm probably the only person to say this ever, but I would have loved for zombies to have space in Infinite Warfare. Like, could you imagine just flying around on, like, Venus or something? You know, that would have been so fucking cool. But then we got, like, you know, the 80s and the 90s, which, don't get me wrong, was cool, but in my opinion, and I'm the very, 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 very vocal minority in saying this, I would have liked space zombies for Infinite Warfare. It's like the only time they're ever going to do it, okay? The only time they're ever going to get the chance. But nah, that's maybe just me, but Yeah, I would have liked Space Zombies. But hey, we got Moon, so... and Revelations, so it doesn't matter. So the next comment comes in from Suspicion 1 through 5. We're going to skip the first part because it's just about how Dead of a Night completely fucked you over. But anyway, for Aether, I personally don't mind if they pull a Revelations again, where we're literally in the middle of nowhere in this separate dimension. It would make sense too if we're in the Great War, as the battlefield in the end of the Alpha Omega's intro looks very desolate. If we're in the battlefield in the first place, even if it's just in the boss fight. Hell, I don't care if they did what Infinite Warfare did and made the super Easter egg boss fight, the battlefield. Just please don't make Classified one of the requirements. For Chaos, Atlantis has to be one of those maps. There's so much potential with that, and I would never do it justice here, as I've said it plenty. So honestly, I would like an Atlantis map for the Chaos story. That's pretty cool. I think if they're going to do Atlantis, it would be for the Chaos story. But I've always wanted an Atlantis map, so I hope it happens, and it's more than likely going to happen for Chaos. And for Aether, to be honest, the battlefield, I'm not too sure how that's going to work. Either it's the whole map, or either it's just the super Easter egg. And to be honest, I would prefer it for the whole map. But then again, I would like it if it was just its own separate location for the Easter egg. And yeah, I think it would be really cool to go to the battlefield, but I'm just not too sure how it's going to work. That's the problem. But I think it would be really cool. Imagine if there's just Keepers and Apothicons fighting everywhere. You know, you just look and there's like Keepers and Apothicons just battling it out. Kind of like, for example, Origins. When you look up, you can see the planes fighting. That would be really cool. But who knows? It probably won't happen, but I hope it does. And I swear to God, if they make Classified one of the requirements for the super Easter egg, I will die in real life. Because fucking hell. How am I supposed to do that? I can't even... my highest round is round 80. How the hell am I going to get to 150? Do you know how long it takes to get to 150? I can never do that. But, I guess I'll have to, I guess. So that's going to be it for this episode of Your Zombies Opinions, episode 28. Now, for the next episode, episode 29, coming next week, what are your guys' thoughts on Alpha Omega? What are your reviews? Do you like it? Do you think it's a good map? Or do you hate it and you think it's the worst map ever created? Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts and reviews on Alpha Omega. Now, I am making my own Mega review on Alpha Omega about... maybe 2 weeks from now, I'm not too sure yet, but it's coming this month. Zombies Game Over Songs Up Season 2 is also coming this month, and next month I'm going to be making a huge Chaos Story review, so get excited for that. It's going to be all 4 maps and the storyline and everything about it, so that's going to be coming next month as well, so look out for that. So yeah, just let me know your thoughts on Alpha Omega. Now, if you guys have any future questions you want to see me ask you guys in Your Zombies Opinions, let me know, because I am running out on ideas. I'll shout you out or whatever, and give you credit for the question, I guess. So yeah, if you've got any ideas, let me know, because I'm running out of ideas here. Okay, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, episode 29, next week. And I'll be uploading in 2 days, so leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, goodbye.